my little craft tool tracing light, which is right here. I use it once in a while. I had the pattern on this little sketch piece of paper. I've read the directions several times to the lampshade assembly. When you're ready to decorate it, use a Sharpie pen, and what you're going to do is put the design on and color in the entire background, so when the light shines through, it'll shine through the design, give it like a shadow effect. Like you see people got Bigfoot stuff in their yard with just like a big piece of plywood. It'd be kind of like that. It says you got a rough side. Well, this is the smooth side, and then you got the rough side. So get up here. I'm gonna put a piece of mark right here on this rough side and see exactly what the Sharpie is gonna do. So I'm gonna line up my bottom here, right there on the bottom where I got my line. Get my 4 holes on each side, and that kind of centers up that pattern where I want it. And this is the top up here, so I'm going to put a little weight, because I got no tooling to do, so we're going to put a little weight up here. I'm going to get me a tape and tape down this edge here. I'll be right back. Alright, I've got some tape around it, and then I'll just have to press down on it with my hand as we work around. But the pattern's down, it ain't going to move, because that's going to be taped right there, so the pattern will stay in its spot in case I do bump it. And we are ready to do a test draw, so let me break out some Sharpies. I got the fine line Sharpie, and I got the big old fat ones for filling in the center. So let's make a mark up here on the corner, and hopefully there's no bleeding. Well, that test mark looks pretty daggone good. So let's go ahead and start the outline. So let me see if I can put you guys right there maybe for the start. Alright, as you can see, the background on the light, where's my background on the light? I just got to press down a little bit so I can get the scroll work in here. And the pattern come right out of the instruction booklet. So it ain't like I'm doing, I'm just tracing it. And you can adjust the amount of light. That's basically how it works. I'm going to trace the outline on it, then go back with the thick ones and color it in. I bring it back when the panel's traced out. Well, that's the whole outline. Now we got to go fill in that outline. So I'll bring it back when that's done. Well, that's completely colored in, and that's 1/3 of the lampshade. So with the backlight from the tracing pad showing up through the horses, you see what the light would kind of look like when the fan's completed. We'll stitch it together, then we'll start assembling the lamp itself, and then we'll do a final overall look. Should be within the next week. But this right here took about hour and some change. I have here is the bottom frame for the lamp. Kind of put it, you just wrap it in, well, not wrap it, but you place it inside the skirting on the frame, and you want the frame to sit kind of like right above the holes that are punched. You can completely around us. It's a little hard to get in there. Then you tape it in place with some regular old tape. Regular old desktop tape. And then you just want to put the tape and hold, kind of tape it somewhat tight. But you want that frame piece to stay as close to stationary as possible. Because what you're doing is wrapping it a little whip stitch and it holds it in place. 4 inches so you can tie it at the end. But all you do is just pull it through. That's plenty. Leave about that much, because at the end what you're going to do is tie a square knot. Now when you get here, you want to make sure that your nice finished side is out, because there's a dull side and there's a shiny side to your lace. And there you go. It's that simple. But this is going to take probably an hour to work around the whole entire thing, and then I'll bring it back when we are done with that part. Alright, we've successfully sewed in the bottom ring, or stiffener, but it's the bottom of the lampshade. We're at the finish point. This flips over and I have to tie a square knot on the inside. I'm going to try to keep my hands out the way, but can't make no promises. So square knot's just a simple right over left. So there's the right side, and all the knots are going to be on the inside of this thing, so that's good. And then we just come back over this side right here, and a square knot is made. To trim up the excess without damaging anything. That's that. And then we come up to the top and do the same thing up here. Trim off the excess. Try to get close to my blade there. Came out pretty good. That rawhide was in rough shape when I first started. I had to put it underneath some books because it was curled up, and I got it flattened out and then trimmed the pattern. Really kind of had me going there for a minute, but it came out just fine. This is the last major component. I sanded it. The cords run down through the hole here. Supposed to, I guess. And the stem sits on top, and then the horse saddle sits here. I'm going to use the bottom of it as a sample because it's a nice, looks like a nice piece of oak. I'm going to put a clear, just clear here, and I've got a stain I'm going to put here and see which one I like the best, and then bring it back. I think I'm going to go with the clear. It seemed to bring out the grain of just nice, and just darken it up a little bit too dark, I believe. So we're just going to put some fast drying polyurethane coat on it. I'll see what my second opinion says when she gets home. Alright, I'm back. My second opinion came home, and her logic makes good sense. There's some darkness on the saddle. The little rope I put on there is dark. The ties are dark, and these little conchos are dark. So we're going to go with the, what is this? Red oak stain as the stain to make a good contrast with the saddle tan. Alright, we're stained up. Now we're going to wait about 10 minutes and give it a wipe. Alright, well, I let it sit for about 14 minutes and then wiped off the excess. I think it came out looking pretty daggone good. It's going to be a good contrast with the darker colors on the saddle. I've looked through the electric components and everything's there. So once it's all polyurethaned up, I'll get the saddle. We'll start the assembly. Stain's been drying for probably 5 hours. So we're going to go ahead and get the polyurethane on here. And it's a satin finish polyurethane, so it won't be like crazy glossy. I think it's going to look pretty good. Got just enough shine to it. Pretty good. Alright, that don't look too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up, and then it'll be time to run some wires and start getting this lamp together. We are closing in on the end of this project, and the first thing we do, according to the directions, is put the felt bottom on the bottom of the lamp. There we go. Alright. Then we start feeding the lamp cord into the base. Feed it with one hand till I got enough where I can. There we go. Now I got enough to grab hold of. Getting close. Alright, back in the little hole. And there's a recess in the bottom, so we got to feed that through there. And now we're starting to look like a saddle lamp. So we're there. I got to get some glue, so I'll be back. Alright. I put 2 little dots of glue on here. And then it's got 2 flat sides down there, so that's good. So we're just going to place it down there. Nice and even. It says, trim a little bit of this piling so it fits. It says trim around a little bit on the pile here, so it helps it sit a little closer. And it says you can also glue it, but I'm not going to glue this saddle. Amber glow type thing. But I did trim it up, so that should help it. So you feed that up through there. Down, push it down. Oh yeah, that stabled it up. So that looks good. Now we are to the base piece here, which I've already previously unscrewed that. So we go down and twist this on. Set screw right there. So we're going to go ahead and set that screw. And that'll lock in the base. Come around there and check that battery. My battery might be getting low. There was no directions on the wires, it just said wrap around the screws, screw them in. So I got me another light because I seen it was getting a little dark. So we're just going to wrap it around like it said. And I got a nice little kind of a, the end of the wire is crimped, which is cool. Keep, because it's that strand wire. They put a little connector on the end of it, so it fits down. There's a little groove in there that it fits in. Our base, we need to slip this. It's a cardboard insulator. And it goes over all this. This cable back out like that. That snapped that base into place, and that's what it said do. There we go. I need to go get a bulb so we can finish this up, but that's what we're looking like so far, but it'll go up about 4 more inches. So, I'm going to go get a bulb. A 40-watt bulb downstairs. A little bit bigger than what I plan on using, but I want to finish this video up. There's 40-watt bulb. Let's see where's my sockets over here. I think I might have to move back to my leather table. But anyways, now let's just turn that way a little bit so we can see the design. Let's back it up a little bit. Here it is, the big reveal. Ready? Mm-hmm. I'm ready too. It's been a long time coming. And there it is. It's just like the little shadow effect of a horse and a mother and a horse. Then we get down here, you can see the saddle. Came out pretty good. And if you don't like the actual design, you can always set it on here, because I left 2 sides of the rawhide plain, so you can just go with the rawhide lamp itself and the saddle. That looks pretty good. It was a long time coming. Took a while to get this video done. Of course, it took a while to put that saddle and all this stuff together. But it'll be ready for the Kansas shoot. As you can see, it's ready to go. Ready to be raffled off. This is from our buddy Prairie City Slim's leather collection. If you like it, share it, and subscribe.